I've been dating my girlfriend for 3 years now. I'll call her Nikki. It all began innocently. I commented on one of her Instagram stories, and before we knew it, we were chatting nonstop. We exchanged numbers, connected on Snapchat, and within a week, we met in person. We started hanging out right after the January holidays, and with Valentine's Day, a Pachinga day, that usually reminds me how lonely I could be. It felt great not to be alone. But things took a dark turn when Nikki confided in me about a stalker. His name was Ben, a man a few years older than Nikki who attended the same commuter college. They met during a group project, and over time, he began following her around campus. At first, Nikki dismissed his behavior, but soon enough, it escalated. Ben discovered where she lived and began sending her creepy, persistent texts. Despite the mounting fear, she never blocked his number. She wanted to see just how far he'd go. As Valentine's Day drew near, Ben's messages ramped up once again. He even left a box of Russell Stover chocolates on her doorstep with a text saying, "I hope you like the gift I left you." That was the final straw. Nikki sent him a long, stern message, which I won't share here for her privacy, telling him he needed help and that she was now seeing someone. In her words, if he didn't leave her alone, there would be consequences. Then came the unnerving twist. Nikki sent me a screenshot of text from a fake number asking if the guy she was seeing was me. Seeing my name in those messages sent chills down my spine. Ben wasn't just lurking around. He was actively inserting himself into our lives. I warned her that if this harassment continued, I'd be right there with her at the police station. Fast forward to Valentine's Day, a Friday night that began with promise. Nikki and I dined at a beautiful waterfront restaurant, seated outside under soft ambient lights. As we savored our meal, we noticed a man sitting alone on a bench near the parking lot. His hat was drawn low, hiding his face, as if he were trying to remain unseen. Nikki joked, "What if that's Ben?" We laughed nervously until the man subtly tilted his head toward us, locking eyes with us for just a moment, before he quickly looked away and disappeared into the night. Our laughter died, replaced by an unsettling silence. Later that evening, we returned to my rental house. With Nikki's parents away, we had the place to ourselves. The night was supposed to be intimate, a continuation of our Valentine's celebration. But as we cozied up on the couch, something felt off. Nikki suddenly pulled away and whispered, "Did you hear that?" A soft noise, barely audible, came from the backyard. I grabbed my slides and stepped outside onto the patio, expecting to find an animal, or maybe a gust of wind. Instead, I found that the neatly stacked beach chairs had been inexplicably knocked over Evan, though there wasn't the slightest breeze that night. My heart pounded as I scanned the darkness, the silence around me suddenly oppressive. Then, from the bushes lining the yard, I caught a glimpse of movement, a tall figure emerging, almost blending into the shadows. My neck craned as I tried to get a better look. Suddenly, the figure lunged toward me. I shouted, "Who's there?" And without hesitation, I tackled him to the ground. He struggled, tangling with the bushes and twigs. As I held him down, my adrenaline fueling every moment. "Call the police, Nikki," I yelled repeatedly until she rushed outside. When she saw him, she gasped, "Oh my God, that's him. That's Ben." I then noticed with horror that he was wearing the same colored shirt as the mysterious man we'd seen earlier at the restaurant. It hit me hard. He had been stalking us all night. Within minutes, the police arrived. They cuffed him on charges of trespassing and harassment. Nikki, still trembling, handed over all the harassing messages he had sent her over the past few weeks. Ben ended up with a fine, a misdemeanor, and, crucially, an order of protection. Now, if he ever contacts Nikki again, he'll be arrested immediately. Even though Ben is now behind bars, the memory of that night still haunts me. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder, in a world where shadows hide real threats, how can we ever truly be safe? Thank you for listening to this chilling tale. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe for more horror stories. Stay safe, and remember sometimes, The true horror isn't what lurks in the dark, but what follows you in the light.